on this episode I'm taking a look at the long-awaited Thor Love and Thunder that came out last month. This is the fourth Thor movie for the MCU, and maybe Chris Hemsworth's last venture as the God of Thunder, so let's check it out. The film opens up with Gorr, a being whose entire race and planet seem to be on the brink of demise. He's trekking across a desert with his daughter, who's severely dehydrated and is dying. Gorr prays to his god to save his daughter, but she ultimately dies. Just then, a beautiful oasis appears right in front of him, with flowing streams and plush plant life. Gorr ventures into the thick jungle of it to find the god he prayed to, who's just hanging out and enjoying life. Gorr asks him why he didn't help, and the god just laughs it off. Then, seeing the body of someone the god had just killed, Gorr notices a sword, the Necrosword, that all of a sudden chooses Gorr as the new wielder. With it, he kills the god and vows to kill every god from here on out. Here, we meet back up with Thor, who's with the Guardians of the Galaxy on a planet far away, fighting a huge war. The leader of the people on the planet claimed that a God Butcher killed their god, plunging the planet into anarchy. Thor makes quick work of the opposing side, and then he parts ways with the Guardians to go rescue Lady Sif, who got wounded defending another god from the God Butcher. Meanwhile, Jane Foster's in a hospital hooked up to chemo, as we learn she has stage 4 cancer. She searches for a cure in science, but nothing can be done. Then, she seeks the help in New Asgard, thinking the magical properties there could cure her. She joins a tour group who are studying the broken pieces of Mjolnir. As she approaches, the pieces start to levitate. In another part of the city, Valkyrie, who's now the king, is busy talking with the leaders of other nations and planets about the God Butcher slaughtering all the gods. Thor arrives and vows to stop him. But just then, the town is attacked by Gorr and these creatures made of darkness, where he steals all the children. However, during the battle, they're almost saved by a new Thor, which turns out to be Jane, wielding the now-fixed Mjolnir. But with no explanation at all. All they say is that Mjolnir called to her, and that when she holds it, it heals her body from the cancer. Also that the Necrosword is corrupting Gorr and killing him as well. Then, Thor, Korg, Jane, and Valkyrie travel to Omnipotent City, a place where all the gods reside. They find Zeus and ask him for help, but he just laughs at them. So the group attacks Zeus, ending with him killing Korg. Ah man, not Korg, no! They defeat his army and Thor kills Zeus in retaliation, and they steal his weapon, a lightning bolt. Oh yeah, and then Korg turns out to be alive, but he's just a face now. From there, they go on a rescue mission on Valkyrie's ship into the Shadow Realm to rescue the children. Jane and Valkyrie almost die fighting Gorr as he steals Stormbreaker, and then the heroes are forced to go back to Earth. Sometime later, in the hospital, the doctor tells Thor that something is making Jane's cancer worse, as he finds out that her being Thor and the Odin Force is killing her faster. Then, Thor goes after Gorr by himself, ending up at the Gate of Eternity. It's then revealed that the god behind the gate will grant one wish to the first person they see, which is not good in this case. So, Thor finds the children and endows them with the Odin Force to help in the fight. This almost works, but Gorr overpowers Thor and uses Stormbreaker to open the gate. All of a sudden, Jane shows up and they team up on the God Butcher, shattering the Necrosword. But, however, they're too late. Gorr reaches the god on the other side. With a dying Jane in his arms, Thor tries to reason with Gorr and appeal to his humanity as Jane dies. Out of nowhere, instead of wishing for all the gods to die, he has a change of heart and wishes his daughter back, and then asks Thor to take care of her as he dies too. After all that, Thor is shown on a different planet raising Gorr's daughter and training her to fight. We get 2 end-credit scenes. The first one is of Zeus, who actually isn't dead, and is sending his son Hercules after Thor. And then, the ending one, is Jane meeting Heimdall in Valhalla. The end. So I'll say this, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Did Thor really need another movie? I mean, did any of the other people get 4 movies? No. Originally, I thought the point of this was to pass the torch to Jane, so she could be our Thor going forward into like phase 4 and 5. But yeah, she's dead. So, yeah. And Thor, I mean, he looks retired, so now what? We just don't have a Thor? I mean, Gorr was a great villain. Christian Bale did awesome. Although the Necrosword was supposed to be made of symbiote. And I know they can use it because Marvel and Sony have some kind of deal worked out together. But whatever. What do I know? All in all, guys, I don't think this one was necessary, to be honest. Sorry, not sorry. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.